Okay, can you guys hear me okay? I hope so. I don't know why, but OBS is giving me... Hey Rob, hey Bobby the Scarecrow, how's it going? Can you guys see and hear me? YouTube is indicating that I am live, but and everything looks more or less okay. Except for I was having trouble. I'm not seeming to be able to get the game sounds to come through. I'm not sure what that's about. I can't imagine it has something to do with the fact that I'm streaming. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But, and Rob, you'll be happy. I'm not having a timer here. Although I don't think I'll go much more than an hour, frankly. But, hey Citrus Orange, how's it going? And, oops, I just don't bang mics, Bill. So I have the mic set up to pick up the keyboard noises. And, alright, well, you know what, here, let me do this. I have the YouTube thing happening now. And I have that happening now. So let's go ahead and get that like that, okay. Let's go to this window. And everything looks like it's more or less okay. Let's see how we're that over there. That over there, okay. Well, there you go, there's my hand creeping in. I thought about putting on the green glove so that when I scratched my nose that it would just be like the background creeping in. In any case, I'm going to assume that, well, I'm going to go back to that beginning scene for a minute here. This isn't really so much for you guys that are already here as much as it's going to be for people in the future watching this on playback. You know, I'm not going to bother with it. I was going to give the whole little spiel about, you know, subscribing and, you know, clicking on things and, you know, in the bio and all of that. And yeah, you know, I don't really do that in the other live stream, so I'll just get straight into it. So, what are we going to do? All right, so let's just go play the game. And, all right, I guess I should come down, huh? And what am I doing? I don't even know what's going on here. I've totally forgot where I was from 2 weeks ago. Doesn't look like anything's changed. That's my bed over there, right? And yeah, let's do some flying. And let's go up. And there we go. A little bit of mist over there in the distance. It's also not rendering yet. There we go. As it does its thing. It does look like there's mist in the distance, though. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I think initially this is more or less my standard practice, isn't it? Is to just sort of wander around a bit. Let's go wander around in the woods. So I'm going to go over here for a bit. And have I really gone over here much? I know I went down there to that beach over there, but let's, you know, here, let's stop there. Let's come down. So, you know, well, I guess you guys are going to have to do without the game noises. They just don't seem to be happening. Well, anyway, it is what it is. Oh, I will do the couple of disclaimers I do just because I keep getting comments and questions about such things. Yes, I know I can hold buttons down. I choose not to because I like the clicky. It's an ASMR trigger. And I don't play Minecraft because I dislike Microsoft as a corporation. So I'm playing Minetest because it's open source. And the fact that it's free is also appealing. What else? I think those are the main things, really, that people continually ask me about. Or maybe not ask me about, but tell me, you know, like as far as the clicking thing, I keep getting people saying, you know, you can hold the buttons down. It's like, yep, I know. You know what I think I'm going to do, just because this is kind of, I'm going to get out of the game for a quick second, because YouTube thing. There, I should look at that. Okay. Looks like I've got 19 people, so let's get back this. And there we go. That's more or less. Yeah, I guess that'll be fine. And this is the... Right, okay. Anyway, so let's go back to continue. Sorry about that, I just... Things about the survival part of the game. Yeah, I will do survival at some point. I want to build more before I do survival, just because, to be honest, the thing that appealed to me about the game, or Minecraft, or any of them, you know, although I guess Minecraft is the one I knew about, and I found out about this because, well, looking for an alternative. I like the weird blocky nature of it. There's something about just the vibe of it and the feel and the way that, you know, you put things together and all of that. It just appealed to me. So a byproduct of that curiosity, interest, fascination, whatever, is that I want to build stuff. So my plan initially was to make the game, or, you know, make myself a world inside of the game, or whatever the appropriate terminology is, and then just wander around in it. Like, 'cause I also like the idea of liminal spaces. Well, not just the idea of it, I like that, you know, the whole thing about them, that even especially images around liminal spaces I find very compelling. Anyway, so I was going to make myself liminal spaces to, you know, to wander around in, basically, and just babble or whatever, you know, I might do for ASMR. And I still think I'll probably do that, but people have asked about it, and to be honest, I am curious about it as well, you know, playing an actual survival mode that somebody else has designed, and just to see, you know, what would happen and how well I might do. Man, it's really aggravating me that the game sounds aren't coming through. I guess I should look over at the... Hey, Atomic Ninja. Hey, M. Yeah, I already said hi to you, I guess, because you're asked about the survival game thing. Did I say hi, Citrus Orange? I think I did, but man, I don't know. Sometimes my brain is like a sieve. That's a Thomas Dolby song. Uh-oh, there is... Dogs barking outside. Okay, I don't see lights on down there, so I don't know that I've been down this cave. So let me sort of see where I'm at. Oh, okay, this is really close to my... what's going to be my manor or whatever. Have I been down here? Alright, you know, I'm going to go this way. Let's see, what is there to look at down here? Alright, I'm going to put some lights. Do I have a light? Yes, I do. There's the light thing. There we go. And let's put it over here, I guess. Or no, let's put it... How far down can I go? There we go. And I can see a little bit better what's going on down here. Let's go over here, I guess. Actually, let's just go down. Oh, it looks like the game sounds just kicked in. Now, how did that happen? Or have you guys been hearing them the whole time, and maybe it's just the meter on OBS is not working properly? Anyway, sorry, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Let's put another light there. Alright, well, let's just go down a bit, I guess. And there's people upstairs. I hope I wasn't too... I don't know. Well, let's just go guess here. Well, I like keeping them on the right-hand side. I keep hoping that maybe some of them interconnect with each other, you know? I don't know, I just think that would be kind of a weird, fun thing to discover. But so far, I think all the ones I've been in have had dead ends. It might be the case that I have turned around and just abandoned some, but I think what's down here? All right, let's put I guess there. Okay, there's more people coming in. Oh yeah, well, hi Iceways. Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't hear the people upstairs, because I have the mics faced down so they can pick up, you know, the mouse clicks and the keyboard strikes on my relatively new mechanical keyboard. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna, just because the game sounds are coming in, I'm gonna turn them up just a touch. Put them up to about there. Let's try that, and we'll just say continue. How's that? That's just a touch bigger, touch louder. Wow, I thought that was farther back, but okay, I got fooled by, if I caught up with all the comments now. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's it for now for the comments. And, well, I've been going for an eighth of an hour thereabouts, so I'm trying to be mindful of how much, you know, time is going by, because I'm not going to use the timer, at least not initially on this first episode of Minetest Monday Live. But as Rob knows, he's always trying to, you know, squeeze more time out. But this will probably be, I'm figuring, an hour-ish. Something like that. Ooh, sand. Or gravel, I don't know. I like that sound, though. All right. Do I want to keep going down into here? I don't know, I think I might go back upstairs. So this will be the first time I've actually kind of come into a cave and kind of just abandoned it. All right, yeah. All right, let's go back. Oh. And, all right, I guess. I keep bumping into these lower levels of the rocks and stuff. Oopsie daisy. Can I not get up that way? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn on flying is what I'm going to do. How about that? Let's go this way. Oh, it looks like it's become night outside. Well, let's go find my bed. Okay, I think I'm all the way out now. Let's go up a bit more. let's just go use my bed that's inside the structure because I know where that's at. Well, you know what? A couple of people have said that they like it when it's in this dark mode. So I think maybe I will just wander around for a bit and maybe I will fly around. And this is my old structure over here. A lot of you have probably already seen this, right? Oops, I guess like I got more comments coming in. Okay, Javen. I'm glad you came by. Hey, Bobby the Scarecrow. Okay, Zero says that's good. Iceweast sounds like good. Javen's got a bunch of grins going. Yes, Minetest does allow modding Cloud City King. I'm not that sophisticated a player yet. Okay, Dylan, good to have you here. Hey, cool. Glad you're here, Tom, too. Yeah, no, you're not dreaming, man. It's Legion. It's happening. We're having a Minetest Monday live. So if there's anybody out there watching who hasn't seen previous episodes of Minetest Monday, this was a structure I started building that I abandoned because, well, you can see the top of the walls has that kind of castle-ish, you know, the up and down kind of steppy thing going on there. Not exactly stair step, is it? But anyway, so it's when you stack it up, it has the walls have holes in it, so it's really more for. Well, here I'll just go down. You guys can see it for crunch. Did I go all the way down? Yeah, there we go. Wait a minute. Here we go. Man, all right. All right, see these little holes in there, right? I didn't like that. So I guess, you know, when you want to use the thin walls, they're meant for more like boundary walls for like yards and the thing like that. Keep your pets in and your neighbors out kind of thing. But I guess you just use the big blocks to make things with. Bit like Lego, right? Here, let's go this way. Okay, looks like I've got a couple more comments coming in. Hey Farloo, how's it going? Do I have any update on my garden? Yeah, I'm gonna get some more plants at the end of this month. I'm gonna get another yarrow plant and another of the coyote mint. Both of my fuchsias are gonna survive. One of my monkey flowers is doing really well. You know, here I'm gonna fly now. I'm getting impatient to get over to the old structures. And but it looks like I'm going to lose one of the monkey flowers, which is disappointing. And I've lost the buckwheat, so I'm going to have to replace that. Oh, actually, no, here, let's go down. And because I just made this silly little structure for, yeah, just to make a glass structure, I don't know. Anyway. What else am I'm looking at trying to look at the comments and keep track of what I'm saying. Hey P. Doty and Moose, how's it going? Aloha. And anyway, so yeah, that's about it for the garden. I'm gonna the yarrows are doing well. I got 3 coyote mints, so 3 yarrows, 3 coyote mints. They're all doing well. And the one monkey flower is doing fantastic. Almost, I guess I've lost 2 of the, I like jumping, I don't know why, succulents that were my sister had raised from pieces out of plants that she had elsewhere, and then put them in jars and glasses, you know what I mean, to get them to start developing roots, and then you can plant them. You know, I'm going to fly for a minute here. Because I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with this cave here. And it doesn't really seem to go in very deep, but you know, here, let's go down there. Let's do that. Oh my goodness, I just noticed. So Legion Fusion. Oh man, I don't have the jar, and I don't have the thing for doing the hip hip hooray stuff that I do on the live streams. And on the here, I need to move over a little bit, don't I? My head keeps going out of the thing. So anyway, let me read the thing. Well, thank you for your generosity, Legion. That is super cool for me. Thank you. I mean, it helps me. I'm not sure I can convey to you, you know, how much it helps me, but it does. So I appreciate that. Thank you. And yeah, I think Minetest Monday. Okay, so every other Monday is Minetest Monday. That's the thing I'm committed to doing until I get bored of the game or something. I guess that's it, huh? I was kind of hoping it went elsewhere. Let's go over here. Is there anything? No, that's the end of it. Okay, well, that's all right. Okay. But I don't want Mondays to only be Minetest, although I have also decided I want them to be game videos. But as much as I like Minetest, I don't want my channel to turn into a Minetest channel. And so I don't know how frequently I will do Minetest Monday live. It'll always be on a Monday. It'll probably be this time of day, although, you know, that could be flexible if everybody like chimes in and says, you know, Bill, we're revolting, make it a different time, something like that. I can respond to that. You know, I can be pretty flexible. But it seemed, you know, from what I could tell at the back end of YouTube, I keep looking over there. When I'm looking at my analytics and stuff, it indicates that most of my viewers, or most of my subscribers, I guess, are on YouTube between, like, say, 1 and 4 on a Monday. And I just picked the latter part of that window. Just, I don't know, it just seemed to make sense to go later, you know, since it's ASMR and people use it for relaxing, and so I figured later in the day might be a more opportune thing. Although, you know, it's a 24-hour planet, isn't it? So, it's always morning somewhere and night somewhere else, and etc. So, I guess I'm just used to thinking in terms of my own locale. Alright, I'm going to fly again for a bit, because I prefer to, when I'm building, I prefer to fly for whatever reason. Okay, so let's go up a bit here. So, and I'll give you guys the tour of what's happening so far in my grand home. Because I've decided that's what it's going to be. It's going to be some kind of a manor. It'll be the manor. What is it? What's that show I watched? I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't even know. Monarch of the Glen. It's a thing out of the UK. It's a silly kind of soap opera-esque. You know, here, let's just go all the way outside. And then I'll land again and we'll come in. Okay, now I guess we'll just kill the flying mode and let's go over here. Oops. Oh, you know, let me back up a bit. So, I think I'm going to do something about an entryway here. I just don't know what. You know, do I want to have some kind of staircase or, I don't know, walkway or so? I don't know. So we'll figure that out later. But anyway, so there's the big main door. And that's the light and for nighttime, right? You know, and I like the idea of having some outdoor, indoor, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Let the outdoors come to the inside. Now, I don't know how far I'll have that go in here just yet. I think I'm going to do a fair amount of, like, skylights and things like that. Alright, so this is when you first come in, right? And then some kind of hall here. You know, like the Great Hall or whatever, I don't know. And over here will be the study. You know, every big manor has a study, right? When you come to the door and you bang on the door and the the butler lets you in and says, "Oh, well, you can go into the study, sir. The master will meet you there in a moment," or whatever the hell, Anyway, so this will be my ginormous study. Right, because I'm thinking a bed is 2 of these blocks, so I'm saying that 2 of those blocks is roughly 6 feet-ish. Alright, so that makes this a pretty big room, doesn't it? But if you can't have a life of excess in a video game, then when can you have a life of excess? Alright, so that's this area. I'm going to pave it all. I'm either going to dig all these down, or it'll be a raised floor, so I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But there's going to be a lot of work here, man. Right, so I'm not sure if I want to stack all of this up like that to make those the floor, or dig these out and lay them down. I mean, because I like the height. I like it really tall, so I guess if I did this and if I didn't like the heights, I'd just have to do another course of bricks across the top. And I like this where it's dirt and then this rough cobblestone walls at the base. I don't know. The silly aesthetics of Bill. Anyway, so this is going to be a hallway that'll take you down to this room here. Sorry, the game noises with the keyboard clicking, the whole thing of it just is amusing me. So, alright, so I don't know what this room's going to be yet. Right? But it's going to be a room that the only way into this room will be that long skinny hallway down the side. I'm not sure why, but that just appeals to me. Oops. Let's go up a bit again. There's my bed, so clearly not my bedroom, right? But so this big entry hall, or whatever we're going to call this, is not really the biggest room down here. This, I think, is the biggest room, isn't it? Let's go up more, right? Right, so that's a ginormous room. Right, so this is that little sideways room we just went into. And I don't know what these rooms are going to be yet either. I just wanted 3 rooms along the side over here. And these 2 connect, so who knows what those are going to be. Down here is going to be the kitchen and the dining area. Right, this will be the kitchen, and here's the entryway to the kitchen, so you can bring all your stuff inside without having to go through the whole frickin' manor. And I don't know. So I don't know what this is going to be over here yet. I think I'm going to make a hole in the kitchen, and I'm thinking out here this is going to be sort of another bit of outside-inside kind of thing. I think I'm going to build the walls up and then have it be uncovered out here. Like, so it'll be kind of atrium / skylight kind of thing going on. And I think what I'll do is I'll have a hole in the kitchen somewhere, and I'll make a little area that'll be like a little outside little dining area just for a small table, right? Kind of thing. And here's a back entrance into the little courtyard area, whatever we're going to call this, I don't know. Oh, and I'm going to leave all the sort of eccentric, weird little undulations of the land underneath. Oh, there are some more scraping noises from upstairs. Anyway, I got people commenting again. Monday Night Raw, right. I'll make it a while. I didn't even see that comment. Hey, Danny, how's it going, man? Stream the game until you beat the game. All right, I'm kind of reading forwards and backwards on these things. Do I have any TV show recommendations? I just started watching this show that I'm really enjoying called The Brother's Son. It's about this guy who's from a triad, with the Chinese martial arts, organized crime out of, I guess they're out of Taipei, and Taiwan. Gee, my brain just dropped the ball on Taiwan. Anyway, and he comes to the United States because his mom's here and his brother's here. It's a whole weird thing, but I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of funny because there's this whole gangster guy, and his brother and his mother have been living in the U.S. since the brother was very, very young, and the brother has no idea that they're part of the whole organized crime family thing. And there's these people trying to kill him and all this, like normal organized crime, battle, warfare, death stuff going on. Anyway, I'm finding it very amusing. So, where is that? My dad has, I don't really have streaming platforms, truthfully, but my dad lets me have a couple of profiles on his, so that I can kind of just watch it without having to pay for it, basically. He had, some extra profile space on his subscription or whatever, so I think it's Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. On normal TV, there's this show I watched a while back. I'm hoping it has a new season coming. It's high something. Not high intellect, but it's something like that. It's about a young woman who ends up working with the police in a consulting manner, and she's got a brain somewhat similar to mine, although she's a little bit more extremely good at all this sort of noticing things crime-wise. But as far as it just being overactive and whatever, so she's super bright, but kind of disoriented, and not. Her life is a bit of a chaos, Anyway, I can empathize with that bit. But anyway, it's a fun story. I like it. All right, so I'm going to go to the bed, and I'm going to go, there it is. Let's just get over there quickly, and let's sleep so that it can be daylight. There we go. Because how much time has this been? It's been just about a half an hour. Okay, wait, some more comments. Have I ever been to a zoo? Yes, I used to live in San Diego, and the San Diego Zoo I've been to a gazillion times. That's a fantastic zoo. I haven't been in a long time because I haven't lived down there since late 20s, I guess. So, and I'm 60 this month, so it's been a long time. And I've been to the Nolan Park Zoo in Oakland. I've been to San Francisco Zoo. Nolan Park, I don't know. The San Diego Zoo is so much better than most other zoos. It's kind of... yeah, so yes, I have been to zoos. Hey Tom, how's it going? Oh yeah, pond, interesting. That's an interesting idea this week. From the Netherlands. Yeah, I spent some time in the Netherlands. I was staying in a city, the city Utrecht. Hope I said that even reasonably close. But I was there at 2 different occasions for 2 or 3 months each. Well, the first time 3 months, the second time 2 months. Well, I hope let me know if whatever you think, Cloud City King. I'd be curious to see if you... Hey, Antonio Aragon, how's it going? High Potential, that's it. You're absolutely right, Hubbleton. That's the show, everybody. High Potential. And from Bulgaria, wow. And is that... I'm not sure. Is that just sign, I guess, is how I will say your name? Hello from California to Bulgaria. You're on a delay. I hadn't thought about doing a birthday stream, Rob. Interesting. That's an interesting idea. I think I might. And I have talked about the idea of, I'm going to start building. I've been here for roughly a half an hour. I'm thinking I'm going to start building. I'm going to add to the walls. So I'm going to fly, because I prefer building while I'm flying. I think I have the stuff I need. Let's go start over here. And I think I'm going to put the walls in, because I think that'll help me make up my mind about what I'm going to do with the floors. So here, let's go to here. Let me just go back. There's comments still happening, is there? Yeah, I will eventually do some messing around with water, Javen. Oh, what I'm building here now is it's going to be a manor, is what I've decided. My intent is to have, I don't know, a bunch of buildings, maybe just like a little something of a, I don't know, whether community, maybe it might be too grand to call it a community. How far out can I reach? That's too far. Let's go there. But several buildings anyway. And just for those of you who have asked about, you know, when I'll play in survival mode, after I get more buildings built and completed, I want to be able to have a, you know what, here I should keep track of what I'm doing here, so let me go this way. And I think that's level, right? Yeah, it looks level, okay. Now I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? There's more comments coming. Oh, yeah, birthday stream. Oh, you know, when it comes to the birthday stream, one idea I've had in mind that wasn't really so much birthday stream, but just, you know, a form of live stream. I thought about doing kind of a, basically ripping off the idea from Doug Benson, who's a comedian that does, I don't know if he even still does it, I haven't seen it in a gazillion years, but he used to do this show on YouTube on his channel called Getting Doug with High, where he just smoked weed with a bunch of friends. Oh man, okay, so now I'm thinking I have this here. Is that sufficiently tall over there? Well, we'll give it a go. I might want to make this even taller. I really like the idea of super tall ceilings. And since I can just choose them to be arbitrarily tall. Anyway, so I was thinking maybe I might do that for the birthday stream. I could, I don't know. And I got some more comments, it looks like. Hey Daily, how's it going? That's an interesting idea, the suite with the study bookshelf thing. Right, let's go back in over here for a quick sec. Because with that idea, right, because I think I'm going to make this like 3 or 4 levels high, but I could have it go from the ground floor all the way up to the top in the study, right, you know what I mean? I like that idea, you know, kind of making the study be very atrium-like, maybe with a big skylight, you know, and then it would have like, what do they call, like, is a catwalk the right word that would go around, you know, if you wanted to get access to the books, you'd go up stairways and get in around a catwalk kind of a thing. Well, let me get this first layer built. And oh, that's one thing. I think I'm going to have to look into how to do mods. Well, here, I'll take a break from building for a quick sec. And hey, very sleepy spoon. That's okay. I'm going to be going for a little while more. I mean, it's only, you're probably like halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway. Oh, anyway, I was going to stop for her doing the building just for a quick sec to look at the inventory. And see, I got a bed. That's a boat. But there isn't really a whole lot of furniture, is there? There's like fences. And there's like lamps and stuff. Of course, tools and more blocks and... What is this? Oh, just a sign. Interesting. Steel sign, wooden sign. So I guess, well, yeah, I have read. So I haven't actually seen examples of it. I've just read about the game, that it's supposed to be pretty robust as far as being able to do mods. What is that? Mapping kit. I think I'm going to have to make myself a garden. To kind of just, maybe not mimicking exactly what my real garden looks like, but just kind of following along the idea of it maybe. I don't know. That might be kind of fun. Yeah, see, this is all building materials. I don't really see any furniture. So I think I'm going to have to make my own furniture, inside of the mod type stuff. Anyway, let's get out of the inventory bit and let's just keep adding wall, man. And alright, so that's... I am going to leave this alone here. Let's go build up with the rest of the first level. But I think I am going to do from the bottom to the top will be this whole thing, and yeah, you'll be able to get, and I think I'll have, like over here, you come in on this entrance over here, right? But I think like on the next level up, like it'll be like over here, right? You know what I mean? Or like maybe even, I just had an idea for like, whatever this room is above this here, right? Maybe have a balcony, and that balcony, you go out onto the balcony, and then there's a door on the balcony to get into the second level. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I don't know, I just like silly nonsense like that. Alright, so alright, where are we at? Let's get over here a little bit. And I'm going to have to make up my mind about what I'm going to do with the floors. I'm likely to just put it off until... is that too far? There we go. I think I'll probably wait until I get the whole first layer, at least the walls of it in. Oops. No, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Okay, here I've got a weird perspective thing happening here. Oops. Shift is down, Bill. There we go. Yeah, those are even. Okay. Sometimes the way that perspective works in this game plays tricks with my brain, man. Oh, I mentioned before that when I kind of stayed just for a few moments in that nighttime bit, that I've gotten a couple of comments from people that suggested that they like doing the nighttime sort of, like dark mode kind of a thing. And I'm thinking I might make a future episode of Minetest Monday that I spend most of the time at night. So probably what I'll do is, because there's no like day bed, is there, that, gets you to sleep, through the day, I doubt. I know I could make a mod about that too, I suppose. But I'll probably just edit it out, you know what I mean? I'll just not do anything when it's daylight and then just cobble the pieces together. And here we go. Yep, alright. Let's get over here a bit closer. Yeah, it's close enough, I think. At first I didn't like the low thuddy noise of the blocks going into place. I was thinking that maybe they weren't conducive for making an ASMR video, but I think I've changed my mind. I think maybe they've just kind of grown on me. Which I guess is good, because I'm going to be, throwing these blocks around quite a bit in order to make this stuff, aren't I? Okay, we got some more comments happening. Have I ever gone fishing before? Only as a kid. It's been years and years. Oh yeah, fireplace. That's a good one, because I have fire sources. I've seen that. That's a great idea, Javen. Or is it Javon? Hope I'm not screwing your name up too badly. Ooh, indoor-outdoor pool. You can use the time command to. Oh, okay. Okay, I will look into doing the time thing. I'm not going to worry about it today because I can just go get in the bed, and I think that's kind of fun. But yeah, when I decide to do the only night version, thank you. That's a thing I will tinker with. I think prior to doing the night thing, I'll, in an episode of just regular old Minetest Monday, I think what I'll do is I'm going to make some, like plan out some walks or something, so I can put some lamps and things, Oh, you know what else I need to figure out is, because I was thinking, okay, so so far I'm not putting windows in the first floor, and I think I'm going to continue that. Kind of give it this sort of castle-esque kind of vibe, since there's no windows on the first floor. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know how I'm going to, because I also want to have like lots of skylights, so I need to plan how the skylights are going to reach down to the first floor from the top, you know what I mean? Because I don't want them to all just be shafts that are straight up and down, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Clearly this is going to take me a while, right? I wonder what the average build time is for people when they're making a world for other people to play. I can imagine it's probably hours and hours and hours. I don't know if I'll ever, because I mentioned before, if my game ever gets sufficiently sophisticated, I think I would try to figure out, a server I could put it on to, because I know that such things exist. I just haven't looked into it at all with, any real diligence. Just because it seems like that's all pretty far off into the future, Okay. And there we go. I think that's level. Okay, let's go this way. And so I don't know what's going to be over here. Right, because this area is going to be the dining area. Let's drop down again and walk around while we're walking around the house. Yeah, so this will be the dining area. And I think I'm having this be the way you get from the kitchen to the dining area. And I think this will be, yeah, it's going to be a pretty big kitchen. So I'm thinking like all the storage and stuff will be down this aisle sort of shape here until it opens up, and then that'll be more like cooking and prepping, and I don't know, maybe this will be like prepping here and then there'll be actually cooking over there. I don't know, we'll see, because I'm going to have to make all the furniture and stuff too, aren't I? But so I don't really know what's, well, like I said, those 3 side rooms, I have no idea what they're going to be yet. And, here I'm going to put a lamp here, just so we can see what the hell we're doing here. There we go. as I prefer to build in daylight, I'm going to go to bed. And actually, this will be a good time to do that, and then I'll look over here for comments. Yeah, there's going to be one of those, Siobhan, yeah. Oh no. You know, I didn't even think about that. When I do my normal Saturday night live streams, I don't have it, I don't let YouTube pick when the ads happen. I manually control it, and I do it with breaks. Maybe I should do that on this too. I'm not going to bother setting it up now because I don't want to have to go open up the timers and set all that up. And see, Rob, they're getting me to put timers on Minetest Mondays. I just can't help it. If for nothing else, to maybe not so much to put an end limit on it, but to control the breaks and the ads. Because I don't, you know, it's fine that they want to have ads. I mean, ads serve a purpose and all of that, and that's great. How else are you going to discover certain products and services and the like? But I don't like deceptive ads, and I don't like intrusive ads, you know? Oops, I keep forgetting that I turn off the thing rather than just use this shift to go down. Oops, I didn't want that. Yikes, that was probably pretty harsh. Sorry about that. And okay, what else do we have over here? With only my, yeah, you know what, Cloud King, now that you mentioned that, I think I mentioned it on the live stream. But yeah, I'm going to do a video, probably not this month, probably next month. Oops, I don't want that there just yet. Okay. Where what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I don't know exactly what I'm going to be typing, but I'm going to set up a couple of, because I got these cheap little camcorder things. And I'm going to set, let me go this way, set them up so that you can see like me, and then you'll be able to see the keyboard. And I'm going to also do a screen capture, and I will say things that I am typing, right? And then you will hear me saying the words, and I guess I should go this way. And then you will, you know, see and hear me typing them as well. Because I don't know how effectively I'll be able to type on this. I don't really spend that much time typing with the new keyboard, because I prefer ergonomic keyboards for typing. However, for the purposes of ASMR, but usually I can type about as fast as I talk if I talk like at the rate I'm speaking now. Like I could, you know, yeah, I could type this fast on my ergonomic keyboard anyway. Actually, maybe, you know, not when I'm talking full speed, I guess, but if I'm just speaking at a steady, deliberate pace, I can usually match that with my typing. Anyways, I'm going to make a video that's just that. Me saying and typing the same thing. Let's back up a little bit. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's go over this way. I'm going to come over here a little bit. And here I need to... So out of all of the game sounds, what is anybody's favorite? I think so far I like the gravel, walking on the gravel or sand or whatever that was the best, at least for today's game sound effects, things sounding good to me. Hey, Mr. Shelby, how's it going? Tarlac. Is that as that is? Tarlac? Tarlac, Philippines? Anyway, hello to the Philippines from California. It looks like a couple more people. I keep seeing it move up and down from my peripheral vision. Okay, Javon likes the sand. Is it Javen or Javon? Oh, the fence gate sound. Oh, you know, I'm going to have to go over there and do that, aren't I? Oh, no, you should be able to hear the in-game sounds. Are they not happening? Who else is also not hearing them? Because at first I didn't hear them when I first started recording. And then all of a sudden they just sort of kicked in. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Actually, I guess I just misspoke. I could hear the game sounds, but the OBS meter wasn't registering that they were getting recorded. Or not really recording, because I'm not recording this, I'm just streaming it. But so I was afraid that they weren't coming through. But, well, yeah. It looks like they're going through on the meters now, so. You know what? After I do this little bit here, I'm going to fly over to the other structure. And I'm going to go play with the gate since you brought it up. And where is it? It's over here on the other side of this, isn't it? Wait, where is it now? I forget. Where did I build that other thing? I thought it was over here. Oh, there it is over there. For some reason I was thinking it more like over here, but I guess it's over here. Alright. Guess yeah, I'm lousy with spatial stuff, man. Well, you know what I'm going to do? Let's stop flying. Oops. Here we go. And let's walk since we're going over there to hear noises. Man, I like these flowers, man. Okay. Hard to hear sometimes. So should I turn up the game sounds? What is the consensus on that? I thought I had a gate at this side. Where's the gate? Oh, it's up over there. That's where it is. And I guess there's no entrance over here, is there? Oops. And oops. I'm not close enough, I guess. Is that it? What the hell's going on? Oh, that's it. You can't do it on the graphic. You have to do it on the where the thing is. Interesting. So how's that? Is that too loud? Okay, Legion Infusion. Thank you for that. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, Javon, doing a greenhouse. Hey, Griff. Thank you. I appreciate that you appreciate it. Oops, and let's do some more of this. I like that noise too. That's good. Okay, you know what? Let me do this. Because I'm going to go for, you know, it's been an hour. You know, I'll go for a little bit more. Let's do this, and let's bump this up. Ooh, that's too high, I think. Let's try that. And How's that? Is that too loud or is that okay? Man, you know, I'm going to have to make a video of just noises off this game, you know what I mean, where I just go capture them and not really worry about playing the game at all, you know what I mean, but just accumulate sound effects and cobble them together in some kind of ASMR video. Alright. Oh, you know what, let's go back over here too, because for any of you who are new, I've already shown the glass building over here, but I didn't show the other structure over here. So let's go look at that, I guess. It looks like the sun's going down. Look how fast that sun's moving, man. Oh, you know, I'll wait till it gets dark because then you guys can see that. So you can already kind of see what it's going to look like. And then I have this spot over here. And I made this sort of weird stairway thing over here, which amuses me. And this is just sort of a, I don't know, a lookout spot, I guess, or just a, you know, hey, look at that sunset. Actually looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Do they do a green flash? And I guess I'm not anywhere where I'd be able to see it anyway, because it's, yeah. I wonder if they do. That would be cool. Has anybody, how many of you know what I'm talking about when I say the green flash? Okay, it looks like I'm getting a thumbs up more or less on the audio thing, so we'll, yeah, let's do that still. And let's go up a bit, and now let's go this way. And yeah, I like the way that looks, I don't know. And we're going to go over here. You know, I'm going to go to my bed, and I'm going to lay down again. And then I think what I will do for this episode is I'm going to make all of these walls, you know what I mean, that I started here. Let's get at least that far and then we'll see. That might be enough for the first episode, yeah? What do you think? Of course, some of you will be saying, no, more. Is that close enough for me to, yeah, there we go. Yay, okay. So let's put flying back on and let's go over here. And let me, there we go. Oops, not close enough. There we go. Boink, 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 boink. Boink, boink, boink. Like that. And up we go. And see, I got some more comments, it looks like. Life advice for someone who is about to be living on their own. So when you say living on your own, are you going to be living on your own, i.e. like you're the only one that's going to be living in the apartment or the house or whatever? Or do you mean on your own as in this is your first time moving out of your family home that you grew up in? Because they're very similar, but they are two different things. What would be my advice? It's really hard to say because everybody's experience of that stuff is different. What would be my advice? Okay, here's my advice. If you're, regardless whether you're having roommates or you're living by yourself or whatever, take paying your bills seriously. I've had a lot of friends that have gotten into trouble by, you know, blowing things off and So don't do that. I never really had an issue with that, but I mean, just don't, just pay your bills, man. Don't get your phone turned off and stuff like that. Anyway, your cat in an apartment. Oh, that'll be good. Okay. So, are you okay when you're in a solitary space? Like, are you like, or are you used to having like a lot of people around? I personally, I like my solitude. So the short period, like I only lived in one apartment completely by myself. Every other living situation I've had, I had a roommate. Oh, for a while I was married too, so that was years ago. I guess we got divorced. We separated, I guess, let's see, that would have been, I guess we separated it in 92, and the divorce was final in 94, if I'm remembering things properly. And, okay, so, right. I just realized that I kind of added to the kitchen floor plan by putting these bricks here. But that's okay. I'm wondering if I might leave space. No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna have it be. I was thinking like leaving like a pass-through sort of a thing, like, people go order up, you know what I mean, and then somebody comes and collects the thing without actually having to go all the way into the kitchen, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Since this isn't really going to be a functioning house, I can, do a fair amount of stuff that's just indulgent for a layout that appeals to me rather than, actual practical functionality. But I'd like to have at least sort of a vague pretense of, functionality. Okay, hang on now. Let's go. Yeah, see, I'm thinking like the ovens here, right? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right. Oh, you know what I might also do? This is end up being much longer than I had originally anticipated. But I think I might do the walls out there too. We'll see how long. It depends on how long this takes me. Because that's the problem. I do like playing this game, and but I also have to be mindful that I've got a bad back, and so sitting too long is not the best thing for me. And I haven't set this up to have the be right back thing that I use in my in the regular Saturday live streams. Oh, and for those of you who don't know, I do have a regular every Saturday night. I do a live stream. And some of you know because some of you were here and I recognize you. Okay, so you're fine. Yeah, all right, well, it's good if you're fine on your own. That's a good thing, man. So, oh yeah, I made my first short today. For those of you who hadn't seen it, I just basically made my first short out of my first video. And I think that's more or less what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to just every few days, I'm going to take one of my old videos and make, a short or a few, depending on, I don't know, depends on what my inspiration is at the time. I guess the other thing is when you're by yourself for the first time, this is a thing that I did struggle with after, well, it happened after I was divorced. for some reason, when I first was married, something about it being kind of a continuation of, at least in my brain, what seemed like family life was supposed to be like. So I more or less functioned, fine. But then when I got divorced, I found it was like a lot more difficult to stick to schedules and stuff. You know what I mean? Like my wife and I had dinner at a pretty normal, fairly consistent time. And it varied. It wasn't always like exactly at the same time, depending on which one of us was, where we were employed at the time and that kind of thing. But when I stopped having, when I was just having roommates, or even when I was just by myself, I kind of, the only time that I had that was consistent, or I would guess I would call normal, was, getting up to go to work time. But everything else I found that I was like, I don't know, I just had a mind block about it. So, I don't know, don't fall into that. Let's get a little closer. Here we go. And like that. And like this. Stop Russian, Bill. That's not very ASMR-ish. Okay, so this is all of the walls for the first level. Oh, another mod I want to make is I want to make art. How cool would that be to like make weird paintings? I mean, they're going to have to look silly, like, the Minetest blocky version of, say, a Jackson Pollock or something, because I'm not much of a graphic artist, to be honest. Okay, how much time has this been? It's been an hour and 13 minutes by this. Yeah, I will put this part in, and then I will walk around and admire my accomplishment, and then we'll call it a day after that. There we go. Oops, I didn't really want that there. Thank you. And let's go over this way. See, since this has gone up, do I want to make this follow it? Oh no, this is going to go all the way up to the top of the building because it's going to be the atrium thing for outside. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. This will go much taller than it has already. Alright, that'll be crazy. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I think I was going to say maybe I could just keep building this all the way up, but I don't really have, like I said, I don't know if it's going to be 3 levels or 4 levels or at least 3. And, oh, that's right, that's that weird, this bit here. I'm not sure why I put that block there, but I'm going to keep it there just because it's weird. Like that, and then let's go this way. If I got any more comments, I got to catch them on, I think. Oops, I'm getting off the screen by leaning over here. Let me do this. No, I can't. Well, here, hang on a quick sec. I need to move things around on my actual computer screen so I can see things better. There we go. I can read the chat doc better that way. Alright, let's go back to here, and oh, you know what I'm going to do? I want to go this way. Alright, that looks like the horizon for the sun, and are they going to do a green flash? No green flash. Okay, that's all right. Let's go lay down and sleep for the night, and then I'll get up and... Okay, here we go. And, okay, let's drop. And let's... Can I reach that? Yeah, I can. Okay. Yay, all right. And I'll see, I got some comments here. Okay, so on the Saturday night ones, we obviously some chatting and talking about stuff. I do some gameplay. It's usually not Minetest or anything like that. It's usually like Sokoban or Octortle or something like that. Or Mastermind, that's another one. Probably fold in Minesweep as well for those games. And and then of course triggers, like I brush on mics and the like. Do some finger tracing and yeah, so yeah. I've thought about getting a standing desk, except for, well, I kind of have my desk set up in a particular way that is suited to me making music. And yeah, I don't know. I have thought about doing a standing desk. Usually what I do is I try to just make myself get up every 20 minutes. And I guess I'm going to have to do that. If these are going to go longer, then I'll have to do the break times like I do on the regular live streams. I think that's probably the easiest and best solution for... And there we go. It looks like I should come down a little bit more. Here we go. And okay, what else have I got? How do I have it? I don't know. I was just born with it. That city skyline. I think about that. Right now, well, the downside to people making suggestions for me to have new and more games, it's fantastic, and I think people should make the suggestions. But I probably won't be adding too many new games, at least for a while. There we go. Partially just for my own, so I can keep track of what I'm doing, kind of thing. But yeah, I'll have to, somewhere I need to make I'll have to make something maybe on like YouTube community page. Maybe I can figure out a way of people like leaving. I'll just make like a single entry where people could leave suggestions for games, and it will just stay there. That way everybody can see who's already suggested what, kind of a thing. And then that way I could just use it to keep track of the stuff that everybody suggested. Oops, come on. Let's go down a bit, I guess. There we go. Oops, now I want to go down because I can see how level these are. Oops, let's go this way a little bit. Okay, that looks like they're more or less level. I guess I'll find out when I get over to and see if it matches up with the other walls. And I suppose if I was smart I would have just counted. But I'm too lazy. Let's just eyeball and wing it, man. Oh, plus since the levels are changing, right, it'd be going up and down. Because like over here, obviously the walls are taller than... Oops. Did it again. Come on. There we go. else do I have? What other video games do you play? Most of the games I play are like Wordle and, well, Octortle. Or I just started recently playing Nordle, I guess. And it's like Wordle, but it just, I guess it can go as big as you have the skill to get it to go. I think the farthest I've gotten is like 17, something like that. But it's my understanding you could just keep going, and there's probably going to be a limit because of, just having the grid work properly. But I haven't reached it. I'm certain that I have not gone over 20, but I'm not 100% sure that the number is 17. It might be, something a little more or a little bit less than that, but in that kind of ballpark. But yeah, Mastermind, that's another one I play often. I mean, the ones that you'll see me do gameplay videos for, those are the games I play. And I usually play them, like the daily versions of them in the morning when I get up and I'm having my ritualized morning hot beverage, which tends to consist of matcha and then chicory. And I do the weird, well, it's not weird, I shouldn't call it weird. I guess maybe it would be called traditional, where you use the little bowl with a whisk thing. The bowl I use is one my mom made. She's passed away now, but when I was a younger human, she was a pretty enthusiastic potter, did a lot of ceramic art type stuff. She even took my sister and I to, we had lessons. We went to a place, it was a community sort of center thing where they had arts and craft type stuff going on. But one of the things you could learn to do was to throw pots and stuff like that. So by the time I was like 10 or 11, I knew how to throw a pot on a wheel, both with a kick and a motorized one. Anyway, so I had this bowl that my mom made, and I used that with a little bamboo brush I got to make the matcha and that sort of, I don't know, I guess again I'll call it traditional, for lack of a better term. Although a lot of people are going to go, it's not traditional, Bill, because I put sugar in my matcha. I like matcha to be sweet. So, and Hungy, my day has been okay. So thanks for asking, though. I appreciate that. I hope your day is going well. Will I ever do more art type videos like with the... yeah, I will probably do some stuff like that, yeah. I haven't... yeah, I don't know what it will look like just yet, but yeah, I'll probably do some stuff like that. Well, thanks, Danny. I appreciate that you think so highly of me. That's really cool. Do I have a cat? No, I don't. I don't keep pets. Upstairs, because I now live at the family home where we moved into this house when I was 10, and then I came back on 2017, I guess. It was just before my mom died. That was part of the reason I came back. Part of it was my own health and other issues too, but kind of the final straw was my mom's health was bad, and so both my sister and I came back home so that we could be with my mom for her last couple of years of life, and that was absolutely worth it. Anyway, so we have a multi-generational house. Upstairs is my dad and my sister and her, her current husband and her daughter, and her middle daughter and her boyfriend, or my sister's middle daughter and her boyfriend, her youngest son, who's actually her stepson, and then her oldest son, and I think and then this guy Jarrell, who's a family friend. He's known us for, I think, probably most of his life, frankly. Anyway, so he lives with us too. But upstairs they have dogs. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess there's 7 dogs living with us now. Is that right? My sister has 2. Then there's that one. That's 3. There's 2 more there. That's 5. Yeah, I guess there's 7 dogs living upstairs. I thought we had more dogs than that. Oh, I guess we did, but I had a niece that moved out, and she had dogs. But nobody keeps cats that lives in the house. We used to when I was a kid. I want to go up because I want to kind of view my handiwork from a bird's eye view, I suppose. But I don't keep pets because I'm just too weirdly absent-minded and all that kind of thing, so it's like, it probably wouldn't be the best material life for a pet. And did I get that not tall enough down here? I feel like that's not tall enough down there. Let's go look at that. Because that's all more or less the same there, right? Alright, let's go down. Okay, what did I do that I've got myself kind of goofy over here? Because this seems like that all went there, so I've missed a rise somewhere, or I've made something too tall somewhere. Because this doesn't match over here, does it? Or does it, and it's just that the perspective is screwing with me again because one's farther away than the other. I guess that's what it is, isn't it? Okay. So are those, let's go up. Yeah, I guess they're the same height, yeah? Okay. I guess it's just the distance thing screwing with my head. Alright, I'm going to go back over and lay down again just because I still want to wander around my building, and then we'll call it a night, or an afternoon, or evening, whatever. And let's come down a bit, and that should be enough. Nope. What the hell's going on here? There we go. Okay. Alright, let's just stop flying. And actually, no, I'm gonna go back to flying, and because I'm just impatient. And let's go this way. I like all this landscape and stuff, man. It's just really, really groovy. Okay. Now I know that I'm outside. Oh, you know what I'll do is I'll wait till nighttime so you guys can see the entryway at night too. Okay, so you walk along. I'm going to absolutely do something like some kind of garden out here or something. And here's our entryway. And we come in. Okay, here's sort of the entrance hall or whatever we're going to call this. And you come down here. I'm not sure why I put that stuff there like that. Oh, well, I did, so I guess I'll just leave it for whenever. Okay, looks like a couple of more comments came in. Okay, Javon, have a great afternoon, evening, and I hope to see you in a future live stream, whether it's Minetest Monday or otherwise. Thank you, Moose. I appreciate that. You thought there was only two? No, no, no. There's more than two dogs here. Hey, Daly, how's it going, man? Have I ever been to a Comic-Con? No, I have not been to a Comic-Con. I've been to a WesterCon, which was a sci-fi convention. I think it was WesterCon. I'll have to ask my dad. My dad took my sister and I to, well, actually my mom and dad, and we also went with this guy. I can't think of his name. I want to say it's Neville or something like that. It was a guy that my dad knew from work, and they'd become friends, and he came with us to go to the convention. He was a huge Dungeons and Dragons guy, though, so he spent almost his entire time at the convention in these Dungeons and Dragon rooms playing, you know, these epic games. that just went for like the whole frickin' convention. It was a weekend convention, so it wasn't like 7 days or anything like that. I think it was like 3 days. Anyway, let's go over here. But no, I've never been to Comic-Con. So in this room, I can come in here. Who knows what this will be? I'm not going to have any bedrooms downstairs, though, so it won't be a bedroom. I have to think, how many people am I going to have living here in my, in my imaginary? Okay, so we don't know what those rooms are going to be just yet. So isn't it nice to be so wealthy you can have such a grand big house that you don't even have the slightest idea what you're putting in it? Talk about developed world excess, right? First world problems. And then here's that. I don't think I'm going to keep it as a metal door, but yeah, that's not a good. Yeah, that's not a good noise, is it? Not for ASMR. Yikes. All right. Sorry about that. So this is the kitchen, going into the dining area, out of the dining area into whatever this grand hallway or hall is going to be. Those are the 3 side rooms. Coming up here to whatever this is going to be. And then out into here. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just had the idea. I'm like, I might actually turn that into an actual cave, like a man cave kind of thing. Have I been down here yet? Yeah, I guess maybe I have. There's really not much down here, is there? All right. Oops, I forgot I turned off flying. I do that all the time. Oops. Let's go this way, Bill. Don't bang into things. All right. Okay, so I guess that's the gist of the building. Hey, Cloud City King. Oh, yeah, well, thank you for the happy birthday thing. My birthday is on the 20th of August. And then we have this over here. Have I looked in these? It seems to me I have. Right? What's over here? Oh, that's a bush. This is the other caves going on over here. Yeah, okay, so I've been down in that one. That's the one I went down earlier today, isn't it? Phobia of birds. No, I don't have a phobia of birds. I don't know. Do I have any real phobias? I used to have issues with heights, but it has shrunk to almost non-existent now that I have, well, I'm an alcoholic and I don't drink anymore. It's been, well, since 2012, since I've had a drink, so. And let's just dive down in here, shall we? Alright, so is there anything down here? I guess there is, isn't there? Let's put a lamp on here. Good night, Moose. Anyways, my biggest fear, what would that be? I mean, I don't know if I have any ones that I would characterize as big. I think the things that I'm most concerned with in my life is, well, essentially anything that's going to cause me pain. I think I have a kind of a low pain threshold. I'm going to put a lamp down there, I think. There we go. And do I have flying on still? Yeah, I do. Alright, or I just did now, so let's do this. I think flying might be an easier way of going up and down in here, just so I don't... Okay, let's see, where did I come in? Like that. I guess let's put this here. And let's go this way. Let's put one there. That just seems like a nice place for it. Alright, you know what? I think I'm going to go back up. Oops. Oops, I guess I gotta go this way a little bit. Oop. And then go this way a little bit. And then that should get me up all the way. Oopsie daisy. Now. Alright, there's the sun over there. Let's go this way. I mean, I guess it's probably going to be a potential letdown. Because all I'm really doing is waiting for the sun to go down so I can show you guys that my entryway when you walk in at night. I don't know why it pleases me so much, but it does. Heath the monkey, hey. Well, have a good night, Heath. Yeah, I'm going to do more shorts. I'm going to make a shorts for most of my videos. My current executive decision is that I'm going to make shorts, at least one short out of all of my monetized videos. I'm just going to go back to the beginning and just, you know, see if I can glean out little 1 minute, maybe 2 minute things, you know, just for interest and amusement. See where are we at here. So anyway, let's go ahead and go down again. Because now it's getting to be evening and the sun is setting. Man, I love the clouds too. That and all the floating stuff. I like the fact that there's like floating rock formations that you can actually stand on. And I don't think it's in this one because I upgraded from when I first started this. It was just called Minetest, but now it's Luanti, and Minetest is a game inside of Luanti. Let me back up so I can make this be more. So there you go, there's the clouds, and here's my fantastic entryway to my house that's currently being built. So you come in, and then there's that, and you come in here, right? Right. Okay, gang, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Yeah. Oh, yeah, what does it say? If you press W twice and hold the second press, you can move faster. Oh, no, I've never tried that. Let's go ahead and try it now. It seems to be about the same, but maybe I'm not doing it right. But no, nobody's told me about that one before. They're constantly telling me not to keep tapping the keys, but I do that because of the ASMR trigger. Anyway, let's do this, and now let me go back over to here, and let me do this. Okay, here we go. Now we're just the floating head. Anyway, so hope you guys had a good time. I had a good time. It went a little bit longer than I was planning on it going, but you know, hey, that's okay. I think for all of us, it's a fun thing to do. I don't know exactly when I'll do the next Minetest Monday live, but next Monday it'll just be a resuming of just regular old Minetest Monday. I didn't want to sacrifice a Minetest Monday for the live aspect of it. So I'll probably do this, I don't know, maybe every couple of months, maybe 2 or 3 months or something like that. Probably not any more frequently than that. But anyway, so yeah, I'll do so do the whole like, subscribe, comment, sharing, all that good stuff. Check out my other videos and the like, and also the live stream every Saturday night, 8 p.m. California time, and currently now it goes 8 p.m. to 10:20. And yeah, anyway, okay. So I hope you guys had a good time. Aloha, siblings.